So I finally decided to try and test out that aluminum jig I made for the drill press to use with a Forstner bit. And the one thing I realized is going straight for this jewelry box, I needed to shift over. But that's why there's so many holes. And it still fit. I had to put the hoy up, and yeah, that worked great. And so once that's all in there and tightened, and I had to figure out which wrench it was because I didn't remember, and I think I'm going to probably write that down with some pen or Sharpie on there, but in any case. So I got my Forstner bit on there and just trying to get it set up, and then realized I forgot to set the depth gauge first, so then had to go get my little Allen wrench to tighten that. I did write on the drill press lock the size of the Allen key, so that was at least simple. I just had to go get the 1/8 inch Allen wrench, and then I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to put the dust collection, because that does end up working really nicely. And yeah, you can see it just sucks up, and not very many chips escaped, so that ends up working really good. This was a piece of, I knew it a second ago when I started saying that. This is a piece of the, what's the proper name? This comment's going to be the worst ever. It is a piece of juniper. There we go. This is some of the juniper branch that I had from my friend down in Santa Cruz. Hi, Robert, if you're actually watching this when I send you the video. They finally got dry enough that I'm using some of those things you gave me ages ago at this point. But yeah, I'm just making one of those rotating jewelry boxes and using the Forstner bits to clean out most of the waste, and it works really nice. And like I said, this is the best this has ever worked with any of these. So this new jig works just amazing compared to the other way, where I was just using those squeeze clamps to try and hold it down to that board. That is just not the way to go. This works so nice. And even if I have to adjust it back and forth, you saw how easy it is. You just loosen a couple turns, the jewelry box will slide out of the way, and then I realized, you know what, you guys should probably see it up close. And I don't know if that's more interesting, but it's up close. So who knows? You can at least see the red in the juniper branch from this angle. So that's kind of cool. And I'm not 100% sure that was sharp enough, because I think this is one of the Forstner bits that I kind of used and abused on previous Chinese elm boxes. So I think this one may be a little bit dull, because normally you're supposed to get chips that come out, not sawdust, and I was seeing a lot of sawdust there. So, or I should say shavings, not the fine dust. Or maybe I'm just not pushing hard enough. That's possible too. Or maybe that's just what juniper does. There we go. Hopefully that'll focus. Yeah, that wasn't going to focus. I moved it back. I tried. Basically, when I was doing the hand holding of that, I have to actually hold the camera in my hand. I don't have anything to clamp it to. So I had to figure out a way to get the dust collection to just stay without holding it. And I guess there are some chips that are coming out too, along with the finer dust. But yeah, I don't know if that was worth doing, but you got both, short and long. This aluminum jig I made works really nicely. And because I had spacing, I was able to move it from straight to angled to hold better on the piece, and yeah, I could not have been happier with how this worked. That worked way better and more solid than my previous one, where I was trying to use just the clamps and things. So I am so glad I made this, and not only that, it works. So I was able to use the 1 3/4 inch Forstner bit to get most of the inside out. I don't think I'm going to be able to use the rest with the Forstner bit, which is going to be a bit of a pain, but that's okay. This is softer than the Chinese elm, so it should hopefully not be that bad to hog out the rest of that with the Dremel. I guess we'll see.